الشمس بتطلع فيها تنور قلب الكل.
الحب يكون هو لغتها والناس تستمتع بحياتها،
والخير يزيد ويفيض ويغطي حدود الأرض.
I dream a world where no one hates or holds a grudge.
Da fosto io una fotisi torni allora,
dove si vive per l'amore che riempie il tempo di colore.
Любить и жить то, что дается свыше нам.
نحلم بالدنيا اللي يعيش فيها ناس بسلام، ناس يفكروا في المستقبل يشوفوا القدام.
الحلم بيلمع بعيونهم مو فارقة لا لونهم ولا دينهم،
بس قابلين كل اختلافاتهم عايشين مع بعض.
أحلم بمكان الحب بيطرح فيه ويملاه، أحلم بمكان في كل اللي احنا بنتمناه،
وما نتحققش بأي ظروف ونعيش من غير إحساس الخوف، مع عالم واحد كل الناس بتعيش جواه.
Hello.
I just don't want to waste time, so I would like to start introducing by myself. My name is Kunilo Takamatsu, First Secretary of the Japanese Embassy, working at the Center for Information and Culture. My role is to take care of Egyptian media, but today I'm in placement for my colleague who could not be here, and introduce you to one of the common ways of studying in Japan mixed. I understand that many of you have already had opportunity to study in Japan or have some research experience or relationship with Japan. Today, I understand the JSPS is celebrating their annual alumni association meeting, and then this is a very good opportunity to see the collaboration between JSPS and EJAS. I congratulate everybody and thank you so much for inviting me. So I already talked about that. So we would like to review some of the good features about studying in Japan today, and then because I'm telling you this because I think you are already being the bridge between Japan and Egypt. And then what the bridge people do is to keep expanding your role in Egypt to recommend the good features about studying Japan, and then continue being the good ambassador for Egypt to Japan. Okay, so let's encourage more. So, does everybody know what next is? Okay, I think you almost know what it is. MEX stands for Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology. So it's mixed. We are talking about the scholarship under this ministry, so we call it a MEX scholarship. Of course, there's several good opportunities to study in Japan from EJAS, from JSPS, from other like JASO and local governments, but MEX is one of the common ways to study in Japan. And then I'm just going to go through that quickly. It's the Japanese school year starts in April and then ends in? Okay, so we go by this fiscal year. And then we start, announcing in April, and most of the students take 1 year for the application process, and if you apply this year, you will study next year. So it takes time. And some Japanese universities are increasingly opening the matriculation time, the starting time is September and October, so it can accept more foreign students. But we would like you to prepare well in advance, almost the same, everything for Japan. It takes time, and because we prepare well. So we would like you to keep that in mind. Okay, so we go back in history that the MEX scholarship in Egypt started in 1950s. Guess what? We have already 1,000 Egyptian students and young people already studying in Japan. Let's try to increase more in this way. We send in these from embassy recommendation, university recommendation, all these orange, blue, and yellow lines are indicating how many Egyptian students who have been to Japan since 2000 and 2017. So we usually send about 30 Egyptian students to study in Japan in several of these programs under the MEXT. Okay, the field of study. As you might think that studying in Japan it's only about science and technology, but it actually covers all kinds of fields like law, politics, education, pedagogy, sociology, kaza. And then natural science as well. Okay, so I think this is a little too much details, but this is for the graduate program. If you have to be under 35 years old, and then you have to have average good GPA around 2.8. I think you have all achieved those things, and then I'm sure you have been to Japan because of you have good grades. And then the most important thing is that we would like people to be willing to contribute in enhancing bilateral relations. So we would like those students to be good bridges between Egypt and Japan and continue to be that way after you study in Japan. Okay, so this is about graduate program. It has the way to encourage people to study Japanese language too. So all those people who are eligible to study under MEX program can study Japanese language for 6 months. I think you have already gone through that. So it's the 6 months is outside the coverage of the MEX program. And then it can be extended. And then this is the undergraduate program, so you have to be in ages between 17 and 25 and good health and being Egyptian. And again, I'm being willing to be good bridges between Japan and Egypt. Okay, the undergraduate can cover up to 5 years. If you're in the medicine, dentistry, veterinary medicine, it can go up to 7 years. Okay, anyway, those are the ideas. Okay, how do we apply for this? It has 2 ways, embassy or from directly applying to the university. So if you apply from embassy, you send us the application to the Japanese embassy, we review all the papers and do the interview written exam. If you apply to the university, you already know the university you would like to study in. Then you go directly contact university, they make recommendations to MEXT. So this is the embassy recommendation processes. We are at number 1 now. So you are checking if you're eligible, if you would like to study in Japan or not. And then in April, we make an announcement on our website that the application procedures are open, and then go all the way through the documents. I think our deadline for the application this year is sometimes in May. We don't know exactly when in May, but we will make an announcement. And then goes into August, August goes away from the interview and the written exam. And then it takes time, but between September and August, we would make the recommendation and get the final, not the final, but the recommendation from the universities and try to make adjustments. And then finally, final result will come in February. And those who are accepted in February usually study and go to Japan in April next year. So it takes time. So this one is a university recommendation. The one that you directly applies to university. It's actually varies between the university, but it usually common way is to you have to find a suitable program, and then you actually contact the university. Many of the students contact the professors so that they would already know what kind of field and what kind of seminar they're going to be belonging in, and then apply directly to university, and then the procedure is actually the same. Are you okay so far? And I'm sure you have some questions. So these are the people who are experts in answering the questions in Arabic, and those people who have already been the direct first-hand experience studying in Japan, Dr. Saeed and Dr. Lina, who will come to our embassy answering the phones at least once a week at the telephone number over there in our embassy. So if you have any students, fellow scholars, younger colleagues who would like to study in Japan, let's try to recommend them to these people. Okay, so I would like to revisit this idea, why it is a good idea to study in Japan. Can anybody tell why? Okay, that comes after this. Okay, as you know, I think this is something you would like to use as a recommendation point. We have top-level science, physics, and medicine, any kind of environment for the students. Most of the university have very good libraries, very quiet environment, so that you can just lock yourself in and then concentrate on your study. I myself, studying as a working student at Hokkaido University, and then I really enjoy the access for the free research papers, online materials. It's completely recommendable, and then I'm sure EJS will have such a system, and then the Japanese university can offer such an environment. And then, as you know, the Japanese scholars are proud of being the top 5 producer of Nobel laureates. You know what other countries that are producing the Nobel laureates are? Those countries, yes, but Japan is one of them. So then if you can study with those professors and scholars, that's one of the good environment for the students. Okay, and then we also have a high education standards that I told you. And then the way of Japanese teaching, the seminar style, and then laboratory students will not be left alone. They usually become the group environment with senpai and gohai, with those senseis. They can be guided through. Okay, so these are the one, and they also have the Japanese companies. If you can get the good connection to work in Japanese company, and then of course Japan has a good culture, and then you can learn Japanese language, and then Japan is one of the safe countries in the world, so the students don't have to worry about their safety. Okay, and then after this is going to be a good opportunity to enjoy sushi. Okay, thank you so much.